Welcome to the Nintendo Dads episode 573, recorded on April 2nd, 2026. On this week's episode, we talk about the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and there will be spoilers. So maybe come back to this episode after you've seen it. Otherwise, if you don't care, stick around. Jesse, you know what to do.
What's up, everybody? That's right. Mario Galaxy movie is out, and there be spoilers ahead. So prepare yourselves, mateys, for we be spoiling it all later on in this podcast.
Are you telling me that you're already sailing the high seas of this movie?
No, I am not. We don't go there, Jesse. Remember, we don't do that. You're on the Nintendo Dads podcast. It is episode 573, like Tim said. And it's April 2nd. And we have all seen the Mario Galaxy movie. And we're going to talk all about it here in just a few minutes, as well as a bevy of other Nintendo news. But before we do that, Jesse, Tim, how you doing, man? How you doing, guys?
I'm exhausted.
Spring break for the kids. So
in other words, you're ready for them to go back to school.
I should say just for Sammy, actually, because, Sophie's in college, so she didn't have any classes, and Sam obviously had his week off, but this is his senior year, so I've been trying to make it, even though he wasn't able to go anywhere for senior vacation, if you will, for spring break, I've been trying to make it special. We've been trying to make it special for him by, doing, letting him pick dinner a couple nights out of this week, taking him and his friend out for, some things and activities. Cool. So good. I'm exhausted from that.
Good parents. That's great. Yeah, both of mine graduate this year too. Isaac, they've both been done with school since December because homeschool. And so Isaac's been working, and Annalise has been taking dual enrollment classes through a local community college. Yeah. And so her spring break was actually 3 weeks ago. And then, but our local school kids are on spring break this week. So on Wednesday, we hauled a busload of them from the church to go see the Mario movie.
Nice.
And that was really fun. So seeing the Mario movie with 30 of my best friends, that was pretty cool.
That was fun.
But yeah, we've been trying to, actually my son didn't get to go, because he had to work. And so we're going to do a special dad and son viewing of the movie on Tuesday night, and he wants to go. We have a brand new Raising Cane's
nice
around us, and so he's been wanting to go to that, so he's getting chicken and a Mario movie. And we're doing it on Tuesday because the local theater here does $5 Tuesdays. Nice. So $5 tickets.
That works too.
Can't beat that.
Yeah. No,
I'm probably going to see it again this weekend too. So
when I paid $12 for my ticket yesterday, and that's the matinee price.
Yeah.
You know? I know it's more in other places, but so I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
But
so
I bought a lot.
Well, I guess should we start talking about the movie, and then I'll dig into more about what I'll continue that thought.
Well, we will. We'll get to that. Yeah. I was just talking about ticket prices. I'm just complaining. Well, and you know what? That's a great segue. Let's get into the news, shall we?
Before you get started, Ms., I know you're saying don't spoil anything, but I'm sorry. We said at the beginning, you might have missed it, we are going to be spoiling stuff.
Dude,
so
look,
we love you. We want you to stick around, but you might want to.
I'm going to say this
tonight.
Well, I'm going to save my spiel for when we start the movie, but yeah, we're going to talk about it. I'm sorry. It's out. It's already leaked. There's already tons of spoilers on social media. Sorry.
Well, no, I'm sure they are avoiding that. This is probably avoiding that, but I'm just saying.
I understand, and I know they want to support the show.
Yeah, you
might want to support the show. But hey, here's what you do: go back to last week's show and listen to that, and imagine I'm on it. All right, and there you go. You can. I'll say whatever you want me to say. Anyway, The news is brought to us each and every week and to you guys by you over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, where for as little as $1 a month, you become a friend of the show, a patron of the show. We like to call you friends. The formal term is a Patreon subscriber, but that's legalese. You're really a friend of the show if you choose to throw money at us. And you get an ad-free feed of the show over when you follow the link.
We've tried brainstorming other terms to call and the listeners, and none of them seem to sound right.
Yeah. Friend of the show is pretty much it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Nintendo's is already used elsewhere on another well-known Nintendo
I know.
podcast.
I suggested children, but that sounds weird too.
Yeah. That sounds like a little cult. That's a little culty.
Yeah. Or
and that's
welcome, my children.
Thank you for giving us money, my children.
What was that cartoon from the 2000s? Codename Kids Next Door. Have you ever watched that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. The father and his children.
Yes.
Yeah. I get it.
That's kind of what I think of when I said that.
Sure.
When I said that, I get
it.
I get it. Miz says he'll turn us down when we start talking about a movie. So, Miz, if you're watching and have us turn down, I'll start waving frantically to let you know we're done talking. Okay.
What we'll start doing is we'll actually start showing stills of spoilers from the show or from the movie, and that's when you'll know when to turn it down. All right. I'm just kidding. We won't do that. Anyway. Patreons, friends of the show, you get ad-free feed as well as if you join up for a year, you get a month free. Amazon Prime subscribers can also use their free 1-month Twitch subscription to subscribe to us and also get ad-free episodes. And we want to say a huge thanks to all of our patrons and friends and followers and subs and likes and those that follow along in the chat while we record live and all kinds of things like that. We really, really do appreciate you. And we do try to, accommodate as much as possible. We get it. This is a big movie for a lot of people, but it is like I said, it is the biggest Nintendo news of the week, and so that's where we have to go. That's what we talk about. And so, without further ado, let's talk about the news. And so, this would be where you want to. This is the wave, right, Tim? You doing the wave?
Tim? No, I'm gonna do the wave when we're done. I'm gonna wave them
when
down.
You're done.
When we're done.
Okay, cool. All right. So this is the part where you want to put us on mute if you don't want spoilers. Or just come back to this episode if you're listening to the audio version when you've seen the movie. All right, so the Super Mario Galaxy movie is out. It launched on Wednesday, April the 1st. No, that's not an April Fool's joke. It launched with a record-breaking $34.5 million on its opening Wednesday in the U.S., which makes it the biggest opening day of 2026 and the biggest April Wednesday opening ever. To put that in perspective, for the original Mario Brothers movie, it opened at 31.7 million, which was also the best April Wednesday debut of all time. Right now, it is sitting at a global total day one of $68.4 million. That means that 33.9 million has been made from 78 international markets. So it is opening around the world. People are watching it as we speak. Tim got the Luma popcorn bucket.
Not yet out in Japan. I think it's.
Gosh.
It lines up with Go Golden Week, so around the 20th.
Oh, okay. So it's even later.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah, and I think Golden Week. I think a lot of everything just shuts down and it's like a week-long party. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
I really hate that for them.
I think it'll definitely be a strong opening week for them.
Absolutely. Tim, I have a question about the Luma popcorn bucket that you're holding right there.
Yeah.
Is that light? Is it its own light, or did you put that in there?
No, it's its own light.
Oh, that's cool.
It came with the on-off switch and everything.
Did they come in different colors, or is it just blue?
Yes, different colors.
So you picked blue.
I picked blue because blue
for the Detroit Lions.
No, because the blue one cracks me up.
Yes. Well, all right. Let's wade into the movie since we're talking about the blue one. I would love to know.
So I wanted to start off with the ticket prices that I had to pay. So I subscribed to the Cinemark, whatever their subscription club is, which gives me a free movie ticket a month. that rolls over. So I
Hmm.
haven't seen a lot of movies lately, so I had a backlog of tickets. So if we saw it on their best screens, so there was like $1.50 surcharge for that. But so that's literally all I had to pay per ticket. About four
Okay.
tickets at $1.50 each.
Wow. Grandpa Jesse living in the early 1900s when moving pictures began to be shown. Did you see it in in silent film? Like he would come
No,
up
but
with,
that would be
"Oh
funny.
no, it's a me, Mario," and then he would do something.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was in the Cinemark's best screen, and we didn't see a 3D viewing. I think the other screen had 3D,
Yep.
but some of the seats a few rows down were 4D seats, and
Oh.
when they rumbled, we were close enough that we could still feel those chairs rumbling.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so there were three options at my theater. We had the regular showing, we had an ETX showing, and then we could do 3D, but they were all at different times, and we needed to do the 3 o'clock show. So we just saw it in a regular format, which still was, I mean, I guess this can help us wade into this. Y'all, this movie is absolutely gorgeous, no matter how you see it
Yeah.
on
Yes.
the big screen. It is incredibly well animated. It is truly like it wraps you up in all of the presentation, right?
Yes.
And as you've probably heard or seen from several reviews, it is fast. It's extremely fast paced.
Hmm.
It moves through the story, and yes, there is story. And I know that probably we might end up arguing about this. I don't know, but it moves through the story fairly quickly, and it almost feels like it's kind of like a almost like the way I felt about it was almost like a roller coaster ride. Like at the end of it, I was like, oh, we're at the end. It's over. Oh, okay. And I was like, okay, that was good. It was
Yeah,
fun.
and like that was something that my daughter uh, made a comment on. Is that she's 24 now, so now she's now getting to the point where she can now see, okay, this is something designed for the TikTok generation with no attention span versus something that was meant for her generation. And that was my comment. That was a lot of critics touted that as a negative, but that's kind of half the point of the movie. Well, the other half being there was too many references. If you didn't know it, you didn't know it. I'm like, well, yeah, that's the other half. That's the other point of the movie, is just references. Uh,
Yeah.
this is an Illumination movie. The Minions, which are meant, fast-paced slapstick comedy, so that they have that in their DNA,
Hmm.
and it's a just movie designed for children, and Illumination knows how to cater to those children, and then we got what we got, and I'm not complaining.
No, no. So let's talk just generally about how we felt about the movie. What did we enjoy? What did we maybe some? This would be a good place to say too. Here's some things I thought were negatives as well. Just overall, like I mean, we could probably do a whole episode on this movie, but there's other things that we need to talk about as well. But Tim, I'll throw to you because we haven't heard a lot from you yet. What was your experience with it? What did you enjoy?
Uh, I enjoyed the environment actually that I was in to watch that movie because although we may have been spoiled by a lot of things because we had we always constantly keeping an eye on the news, so we will unfortunately get spoiled about stuff. Um, there was genuinely kids and people excited in the movie theater. It was a packed movie theater too when we saw it in the middle of the day, 3:20 start time on a Wednesday, and it was packed with families all ages watching the movie. And I could hear people get excited about things that were popping up on the screen that we knew about, like the Star Fox thing or the Fox McCloud thing. Sorry, not Star Fox, Fox McCloud. And people were, and including my own son, Sam, he didn't know. he was going to be in the movie, and I didn't know that either, and he was all excited about it. So he was like, Fox is in this, that's awesome. And it was like, okay, he didn't know about that. And I heard other people just like oohing and on at the different things in the movie. So not everybody was as spoiled as some of us were, unfortunately. So that was good.
Well,
that was
again,
my favorite part,
because
was
we
the
are who we
environment.
are. We have to be
Yes.
plugged into things, and
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah, we
So-
get some of the. Unfortunately, we get residual spoilers, or
Yeah.
right.
you know, they like
And
we can insulate ourselves only so much.
Yeah, as we
Yes.
said last week, we wish they didn't make that announcement. That would have been a great spoiler, or a great boom for us. But because okay, I know this character is coming. Oh, they're looking for a pilot. Who are they going to find?
Right.
It wasn't a shocker anymore.
If they had not put out that poster a week beforehand, I would have literally screamed in that movie theater. Like,
Same here.
I mean, because the introduction of Fox was done so well. And Tim, I wanted to know too, did you notice that when they're leading up to him, you get like the full on shot of the Pikmin, because Miyamoto loves Pikmin.
Yes.
There's if Miyamoto does something, Pikmin are going to be in it.
I told Matthew, is that Olimar's ship? And he goes, I think it is. And all of a sudden the Pikmin
I
came
actually read an interview with Miyamoto this week where they were talking about how Fox made it in the movie. And he said this, he said, permission had to be asked because we have a rule that characters don't cross over with each other unless they're Pikmin. And he basically said, because I love Pikmin.
Pikmin are free for all, eh?
And my rule is that Pikmin can be in whatever they want to be in. But right before that, so they pan over, like they get up to the flight deck. And Tim, I wanted to know, did you hear the Metroid music? And did you see Samus's gunship in the back?
I figured that the gunship would be there, but I didn't see it either.
There's also people who are saying there's a modified Blue Falcon.
Okay.
Not the racing, like the car, but the actual like ship that he flies was in there. There's also a ship that like kind of takes off when they're walking up to Fox, that is 2 Switch Joy-Cons. Like you can see the stick on one side and you can see the 4 buttons on the other side and the rail on the inside. They're like, and when we talk about Easter eggs and things and references throughout this movie, it literally, there is something almost in every scene.
There's everything.
Like when they go,
I don't remember when it was, but there was a scene early on. I pointed at something on the right side of the screen. My son pointed at something at the left side of the screen. We both saw 2 different things and missed what the other person saw. Yeah. So this is definitely the movie that you gotta see multiple
when they go,
times.
When Peach and Toad discover Subcon, and I'm guessing that's what it's called, like, and which they didn't ever really, the underground of the Gateway Galaxy. They go in and there's
if you look at the door before they pop in, it says -1, so it's like a minus world reference.
So as they go through and like the monkey takes off, there's like some buildings with some emblems above them and everything. There's an N64 logo over one of them.
Yes, I did see that.
The end that's spinning around, because it was happening so fast. So much stuff was popping up. Like there was somebody who had a coffee mug. Maybe it was Kamek that had a coffee mug and it had an EGAD symbol on it.
I missed that too. Well, now that I think about it, I might have.
And when Junior pops up the big weapon board and chooses the super scope looking thing that turns Mario and Luigi into babies.
Yeah.
There's the Poltergust is in there, as well as Flood.
Wow.
I kind of went on a social media moratorium over the weekend and like first of the week, because I was like, I know people are going to be seeing it. There's going to be stuff popping up, but now I'm like, yes, deluge me with all of the references.
Yeah, I did mention to my son that that's the Super Scope, and he goes, "Oh my god, it is."
Yeah. I'm gonna take a detour here for just a second. I want to talk about, and y'all knew this was coming. Wart and Claw Grip and Mouser and Birdo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That was awesome. That was an
They
awesome
didn't
setup
mention
too. How,
any other names during the movie.
They did not. No, and I
And
wish
Wart
that they
got
had.
a mention in the credits just because he had a spoken line, but no one else did. So they
Yes.
don't have a mention in the credits.
So there's there's that sets up the big fight scene where he summons all the ninja, or
yeah,
ninjas or whatever they're called. I don't actually know how you pronounce that.
I think it's Ninja.
Ninja,
ninjas.
ninja. All right, so the ninjas, and she's fighting them all, and I was like, she beat them all and like starts walking up to him, and I elbowed my wife. She was sitting next to me, and I was like, vegetable on the ground.
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
did notice the
I was
turn.
like,
Actually,
I was like,
he
you know
sped it
what's
out.
coming.
He
You know
sped it
what's
out.
coming. And then I was like, yep.
Which
But
I was
like
actually surprised that he was eating the apple earlier.
yeah, him shooting the bubbles was a nice touch because
Yeah.
I thought he was just gonna, do whatever and talk. But all of that, Mouser with the bombs, Birdo shooting eggs, it was.
I just like how they were all they were all his like bodyguards or whatever, or
Yes,
being, and they were
it's
just
so
sitting
good. The
around like
setup for it was so
a club.
good.
Yeah, it was
The
great.
setup for it was so good, and I think so. The one complaint that I heard was actually from my daughter. Okay. And she's grown up in my house now almost 18 years. She's been surrounded by Nintendo her entire life. And she looked at me. I was like, what did you think about it? And she said, it was good. She said, I had absolutely no clue what was going on. And I would say that probably was the one negative that I had about it was that this was a true sequel. And what I mean by that is they didn't do like any recap. They didn't do anything. Like it was like, why is Bowser tiny? Why is Yoshi in New York? Who are these people? There was none of that. It was just like, yep,
Yeah,
it's Adventure Time.
Yeah, it assumes you've
which
seen
is
the first
fine
one.
for Mario fans. But if you're bringing someone into this and they've not seen the Mario movie to begin with, or they're not familiar with Super Mario lore at all, which again,
Shame on you.
well, Super Mario lore could fill a shot glass. That's honestly, that's about
But
it.
yeah,
Shame on you for
did
not making that person watch the first movie before taking them to the second one.
like for the Bowser explanation. They did drop enough hints so you can context clue that he was force fed a blue mushroom, and just like any power up, quote unquote, if you take damage, it'll wear off, and that's why he
Yep.
egged Mario on to stomp him.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, there's so much in this. I mean, like we really could sit and talk about it. Any of you guys have any other favorite parts?
The like basically Mario Maker references.
Mhm.
Where
that was awesome.
Where
Yes.
Junior was building the course in real time while Peach and Mario are running through it.
And the Rosalina at the end with the Mario Maker hard hat.
Yes.
Yeah, that too.
When they rebuild the castle, that was really good.
And then they went back and forth between the 3D view and a 2D view looking like an 8-bit Mario game.
I thought it was Mario World.
Well, during the actual
during
lava
the
sequence.
Yes.
Yeah, during the lava sequence and all the fireballs, that was Mario 8-bit. But the rebuilding the castle at the end, that was done in the world style.
Yep. And to be honest, my favorite part, there's a lot of good parts in there, and I'm going to be watching it again, like I mentioned before, this weekend probably, so I can hopefully remember some more, see some more. But so far, I liked the part of the story that we don't get in the video games, which is where did Peach come from? And we got that part in the movie. So that was my favorite part, learning that Peach is Rosalina's sister.
So my question to that, Tim, and I know you've got some more, but I just want to take an aside here and say this: is that canonized now? Because I've seen a lot of people going, well, this is an adaptation of, or this is a version of.
Just in the movie.
My answer is no, because they said this Donkey Kong is not the same Donkey Kong that's in Bonanza, which means there's a multiverse. So while it may be true in this one particular, doesn't mean it's true for all.
This is true in the NCU.
To
Not
which I would
in.
say that's annoying, because why can we not just have a multiverse in any movie cinematic universe? Marvel, DC, whatever, is the lazy way to explain away bad script writing.
Well,
And I
Pokemon
did
since Gen
read.
6 has been basically
Well,
multiverse.
I did read an interview with Chris Meledandri from Illumination, and he basically said, he's like, his quote, and I'm going to paraphrase this. He basically said, some people think that we have like this room where there's like 10 boards full of lore, and we're all weaving that together. And he's like, we're just doing what's fun.
Right? Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah,
we
Exactly.
just
this isn't the Zelda timeline here.
we just imagine fun scenes and animate them. And I was like, well, that kind of explains some things.
It does.
Some of the critiques. But yeah, I don't necessarily. I saw some people who were very upset. They're like, they've ruined Rosalina's lore, and I'm like, what lore? The 5 minutes worth of story that you get in Mario
any
Galaxy
lore
1?
you had is your own headcanon, because there is no lore.
Yeah, it was like Mario lore exists in the minds of Nintendo fans. That's where it is. It's not written down anywhere. Shigeru Miyamoto does not have a Mario book where he's written down all these things. It's literally at the beginning of the movie when all the Lumas are chanting, "We don't want to hear about the princess. We want to hear about the plumber."
Plumber,
That's
Right, yeah.
plumber, Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong. That's how it changes in the creators of Mario's mind. Like they're like, yeah, oh yeah, you want to go to the Flower Kingdom this time? Great. You want to go to Sarasaland this time? Great. You want to make a new kingdom? Awesome. You want to shoot him into space? Cool. Put him underground? Great. Do it. Just make
Yes.
it fun.
And I don't know, every time they went into some sort of dark cavern or a sewer or a dungeon, dun 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 dun, dun.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
And
Yeah.
then my son and I was
So
like, yes.
sometimes it's so subtle too.
It is very
right?
subtle,
Like,
yeah.
that
It
like
starts
the
that
little
way.
like at the very beginning
Yeah,
in
just those
Costa
6
Rica, they go
notes,
into the
and then it does
pyramid,
something else. But
and it's just on the piano. Da, da,
Yep.
da, da, da. Yeah. Tim, what else? Anything else you loved, or any critiques you have?
Uh, no, no critiques here. It was fun. I mean, it was the same level. I'll give it that. It was like the same level as the first. There's no critiques. It was like the first one was fun, the second one was fun. We got fun things that I need to go back and watch again, or I'll go on like you did, go on the internet and see what did I miss, try to find it when I go watch it again. But it was it fulfilled my nostalgia and also have fun with my family to watch it, and even with strangers, like I said, in the full theater, having a good time watching it and clapping or cheering at certain parts of the movie.
yeah,
It was fantastic.
I didn't applaud much. I think I might have only applauded once, but that was with Pikmin.
Yeah.
That shot was really good. It was really well done. Although I've already seen, why are they not in the onion? Why are they in the rocket?
Well, the onion,
Well,
I don't think
because
the
they're
onion
not.
is space worthy.
Yeah.
There you go. By the way, I just wanted to bring this up while we're in the vicinity of talking about critiques and likes and things.
Mhm.
The critical reviews hit early, and it was like, oh, it's Nintendo's doomed. The Mario movie's doomed. It's sitting at 42% on the
It's
tomato
the
meter.
death of
On the other
cinema. Is that
hand,
what was one of the
yeah.
quotes?
On the other hand, it is sitting at 90% audience rating.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
gone
yeah.
down a few
Thus,
points, but still, 90 is
once
pretty awesome.
again, proving that movie critics don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The other part that I really liked was those music hits, like just playing off what we know from the games. But
Yeah, the main
as
Galaxy
Mikey
theme,
Dreamer
when they
said,
played that, it's like, yes.
so
yeah, like Mikey
that
Dreamer
when
said, that Brian Tyler did a great job on the music, and
and
he
that's all
he
streaming right now
blended
too. By the way,
all
if you
that
want to hear it,
he blended all that well with the music we know into his own style, which was fantastic. And it was great
and
to hear played out throughout the whole
during
movie.
that battle at the end, by the way, I'm gonna bring up two more cameo moments. The
Mhm.
battle between Mario and Luigi and Bowser and Junior at the end, and the Gusty Garden theme hits,
The
right?
yes.
And yeah,
That was another
just
one of my favorite parts. Yes, that one
God,
with the Koopa King, Bone King coming out wherever.
yes, and
That was
the
fantastic.
subtle foreshadowing of Dry Bowser
And Dry
as
Bowser.
they
That's
come
what it's called.
into Koopa Planet or whatever he's called, Planet Bowser, and
Yeah.
they've built the roller coaster, and you see the Koopa Troopas go down into the lava, and then they come up as
Dry
dry
bones
bones,
came
That
and
out.
was
they're like,
hilarious.
"Yay!" I was like, "We're getting Dry Bowser. It's happening."
Yes.
Like I was thinking back to that poster that got released in promotion for the movie leading up to it, where Bowser had two axes in his hand, and I was like, "They're doing the bridge. They're
Yeah.
doing it." And that was it was a really great moment. But in that fight, while that music's playing, the appearance of Mr. Game and Watch,
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like,
Luigi was like, I
what the
can't
heck?
draw or something like that.
And I was saying too, like they're all like Miyamoto's all like, we're not setting up for a Smash movie or whatever. But the dude used his number nine hammer smash on Bowser and blew him away, or whatever during that. But then they bring in the freaking dragon from
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey.
That whole sequence was just fantastic.
Beautiful,
Exactly.
beautiful, and just what I worry about is this. And maybe we round out our discussion with this. Where do they go from here?
Does it matter?
Because, well, yeah, it kind of does. Because I mean,
Well,
at what the question, at do I'm just going to bring up this question from Hoots because we're going to get to. He asked two questions, and I think this is a great time to do this question. He
okay.
said, "Right now, I assume all of the content in the movie comes from the games rather than original content made specific for the movie. In other words, the games dictate the content for the movie. How far are we away from the day when the movies dictate the content for the games? And would that shift concern you at all?" And the reason I want to insert that question there is this is that we've just gone through and gotten a smorgasbord of references from Mario World, Mario Odyssey, Mario Maker, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Name a
Even Mario
game.
3.
Mario 3. We got all of that.
Mhm.
Is it too much? Did they do too much? Like what? I know I'm going to ask the question, what's left, and you're going to say tons of stuff. But like
Yeah, I
after
think
you do a movie like this with all these references, what do you do for three? Because there's going to be a three.
I,
There's absolutely going to be a Mario
I
three.
think it's going to be Smash Brothers, and they're going to bring in more non-Mario references.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it wasn't, I think the clue is in the titles that they went from the first one and the second one. It was like, it's not a two. It's you got the Super Mario movie and then you had Super Mario Galaxy.
Okay.
So, uh, which means it's going to be, the title's not going to matter. And I think there's going to be so much that derives from this. Like, I'm assuming we're going to get a Star Fox of um, something TV
After that
series.
animated sequence
Yeah.
in when they introduced him, I'm like, please, can
Yep.
we get a whole movie of that?
We're going to get something,
Come
I'm
on.
sure, on what, Peacock or whatever. So
Oh my
it's
God.
gonna
I know. Put it in the
there's going
theater
to be something.
where it
Well, I mean,
belongs.
I'm that's what I'm saying. It's probably going to be a show. It's probably going to be a TV series, as my guess. If it's a movie,
Okay.
great, even better. Because I mean, I prefer just going to see a movie, but I would be fine with a
Nintendo
TV series
TV
as well.
2 on your Nintendo Switch 2 with NSL subscription.
Yep. Well, there is that rumor of that we're supposed to get something linked to NSO based on something a patent Nintendo did a few years ago for TV series, right?
Hmm.
So or not TV series for I guess an app or something
I would watch it.
for their studio.
Yeah, I would watch it. Let's
So
go.
I have a few more things I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, go ahead.
When Frog Suit Luigi showed up, So my daughter looked at us. Where did that power up come from? And Matthew and I both said 3, like that
Yeah,
fast. And
3.
she's and then we were talking about it at the end of the movie, and she goes, "Wait, did we get Frog Suit before Tanuki Suit?" I'm like, "No, same game." And she goes, "Okay, I
And
feel better now."
Tanuki Suit was in the last movie.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen the original movie. But she knew in terms of the game, she knew the Tanuki Suit was one of the earlier ones. She just didn't know if it came in World or 3.
Yeah.
Then the very first thing we saw, the illumination in the Minion skit.
Yes.
I saw the hammer on the ground, and I knew right away what they were going to do with it. And I even started going bump bum 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 before
That was great.
the other minion came out and played it on his keyboard. So that was a cute thing.
That was
Very good.
So I definitely going to see this again. It'll likely be in a drive-in theater this weekend. It'll be either Friday night or Saturday night. They do double headers. For your paid admission, you can stay and watch a second movie if you want. The second movie is Goat, starting at 10. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be interested in staying that late. So I'll watch the first one and then leave. Thank you.
yeah.
So do we in any way believe this movie doesn't make $100 billion? Do we think it makes more than the original Mario movie?
Well, one of my official predictions was it'll still break $1 billion, but not quite reach what the first movie reached after day one. Who knows?
Right.
I'd be happy to take the L on that.
Yeah. Before we get to some questions, I do want to wrap up by talking about the 2 post-credit scenes. Tim has been alluding to one the entire time that we've been here, with the reappearance of the Blue Luma, who is the jailer for Bowser and Bowser Jr., and has one of the best, I think, lines of the entire movie.
Yeah. I wish I could memorize that stuff like other people can, but that was hilarious. I was cracking up the whole time.
But yes, it was. But leading into that, we see Fox again. We see him. Rosalina has fixed his ship, and he says, and I quote, "I'm going home." And so that's where I kind of get my thought about, well, we're getting a spinoff movie, right? We're getting a Fox movie, for that. But then the second post-credit scene, actually after all the credits are done, is back in the Gateway Galaxy. The monkey Yukiki is stealing again from another, and a gloved fist comes out and punches the monkey in the face. Which sounds like this is such an appropriate introduction.
A white frilly glove.
A white frilly glove for Princess Daisy.
Yes. Yeah, but Matthew goes, "Is that Daisy?" I'm like, "It must be. They're running out of princesses."
Yeah. So
Princess
it kind of made me hope. It kind of made me hope that we're going away. We're going to the Sarasa Land in the next movie. We're going to hit some of the Mario Land.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
Games.
So they did hint that Mario had a crush on Peach, and Luigi's hoping that she has someone that she can introduce to Luigi. Maybe we got the Luigi Peach or Luigi Daisy thing going on, like in the original '93 movie.
My thing would be, let's take a movie away from Bowser and Bowser Jr. Let them simmer a little bit, right? And the villains in the next movie are Wario and Waluigi.
Okay.
And it's Danny DeVito and whoever else wants to play Waluigi.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know.
Twins
Luigi,
reunion.
I am the evil Luigi. Wow. Wario, get to the chopper. That would be It's
That
just
would be
big all over
fantastic.
again. That would be fan. I'm sold now. That's it.
You're welcome.
It's oh my gosh. That would be I had a good one for Waluigi the other day, and I can't remember who it was. We did get some questions from the community about the movie. Hoots asked it's actually his first question he asked, but the second one we're reading. He says the critical reception of the Mario Galaxy movie is following the trend of the first movie where audiences love it and critics are calling it the death of cinema. And so he says, is there merit to what these critics are saying? Do you
No.
fear that there may be a part of our brains that is stupid and that we're giving it too much power over the smart part of our brains?
Yes.
Yes to what?
No,
Yes.
I enjoyed
are you
being able
letting
to turn my brain off last night.
are you letting the stupid part of your brain answer the question?
What? No, I'm kidding.
That's a yes.
It's like Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, stupid part of your brain. It's all of it.
Oh boy.
Shut up, Beavis.
Yeah. Shut up and watch the movie, Beavis.
Yeah, great cornhole.
Anyway, yeah, we've broke
I need
Tim.
TP for my bunghole.
Maybe he could be in the next movie since apparently everyone's here. Um, here's the thing.
Ahead or in the next Smash movie.
To seriously answer your question, Hoots, I do think that there are sometimes that critics expect too much of a movie. Does that make sense? Like it's like, guys,
Well, they're critiquing this
it's
based on the same level that I'm sure they critique Oscar-worthy movies, right? So
And
it's like
yeah,
they're
that's
going to
what I
break
mean.
it
Like
down on all these different levels that go into too much for this type of movie.
This is a take your family to the movies and remember why you pay so much to go to the movies type movie, right? Like go turn your brain off, go have fun with your kids or your spouse, or go have fun with your friends, enjoy all the references. This is literally the equivalent of I read saw this meme the other day about ska music, and it was like ska music is the type of music I imagine plays in middle school boys' heads when they get cheese sticks.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, that's this movie. Like, yeah, this movie is ska music. It's just, it's meant to be fun. It's not meant to have this big existential, you know, hypothesis on life. It's Mario.
Yeah, you don't have to dig deep into the whole story and all that kind of stuff. I know there's even levels of that where they do that with the like superhero movies, right? So they'll
Yes.
get into the whole, the story doesn't do this and this and this or whatever. There will be times though they'll critique it and say things like even the music. They'll say the music was fantastic or, visually pleasing or, cinematography, all blah blah blah, whatever words they want to use. But overall, it's not going to be at the Oscars more than likely, unless it is for the music or the animation. But overall, you're not going to look for the critics' views on it. You're going to hopefully look for word of mouth, and you're getting that. Everybody who's gone it and seen it are like, yeah, go watch it, go see it. You're going to have a good time. So there's been plenty of people who know who Mario is. All those people who went and saw the first one went and saw this one. Anybody who's sitting on the fence about, hey, is this good enough to go see in the theater? Probably going to go see it now. So they're still going to make more money. So
It'll be interesting to see what the full weekend numbers end up looking like.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and I want to offer this as an answer to this question too. Mikey Burgett, who is a good friend of the show and runs the Screen Nerds podcast, and does a great job with that. He said this. He said, "Are there actual critiques of the film? Yeah, there are things that could have been better, but there are also some critics who are going way overboard in their criticism, and there are some that really love to peddle in negativity because it sells. Just look at social media or any comment section." And he's exactly right.
Mhm.
Anytime there's negativity to be funneled, it creates a problem, right? And it does better. It does more views. Negativity sells, and he's exactly right. There are some things that we could critique about the movie, like maybe not so many references. Maybe slow down on that some, save some stuff. But he also says you can have fun with something and still see flaws. It's not a zero sum game, nor do I think it's a stupid part of the brain having too much power over the smart part. And I mean, I would agree with that. Like, there's things like, recently I've been as an allusion to this, like, I've been kind of souring on Fortnite over the last few seasons. Like, it's not been great, but like, I'll give them their credit. Yesterday, they did a absolutely fantastic April Fool's event where they added in finger guns to the game.
Nice.
So your character's like shooting finger guns, and all the heads of your characters were gigantic. You could stack up on people's shoulders and let somebody carry you around the island, and the llamas became rideable, and they dropped
Nice.
loot as you tamed them. And that is fun. That's just
Yeah.
fun, you know. And so, yes, there's things that I can critique and say, no, I didn't like this about the season, or I didn't like this, but you did a good job here. And I think
Yes.
that's kind of the posture that we need to have with this movie. And I
Mhm.
think having a more balanced approach to it is, do we have fun? Yes. Are there some things that we would like to see? Absolutely. Like I saw today, a count of Rosalina's screen time was 10 minutes and 48 seconds for the entire movie for a brand new character. Like
Yeah.
Toad was a great part of the last movie, and Toad kind of took a back seat in this one, and it became Yoshi. Except for the scenes with Peach when she was in at the Gateway Galaxy. You know, there
Yeah.
are some things that could have been balanced a little better, but overall,
Captain
great.
Toad, by the way, soon to be
Yeah,
Captain Toad.
that's true. That's right. I like that. I like that reference. It just needs a
Yeah.
little mushroom starship. Um, yeah. So,
Also, also too, Mikey Dreamer's also in the chat, and he said the reason why the critics were, having a hard time with it, I guess, is because they were comparing it to Pixar films, which I think you can't do because
no.
there's Pixar films do things at an emotional level. So,
Well, and yes, and I would
And
also say that
later
Pixar
Pixar
has had its
movies,
fair share of duds.
yeah,
oh
later
yeah, for
Pixar
sure.
Pixar movies aren't the same as the early Pixar movies.
No, although I will say that they did show a trailer for Toy Story 5 before
Yeah,
this movie, and I
they
was
did
like,
first too.
man, I think they got it back. I think they nailed it.
Yeah.
Because 4 was not my favorite. Like I always my wife Erin, she's like, we
This is
should
with the
stop. They should
balding
have stopped
Woody.
at 3. They should have
Yeah.
stopped at 3. They should have been done. 3
Someone
was the
needs some more
perfect
brown
handoff.
marker.
And then 4 was just, why did they do that? And then now it's like with 5, they're trying to fix it. You know, it's like they're bringing Woody back and all that. Like they're fixing all their mistakes. I don't know.
Yep.
Actually, I say that they could have stopped at 3 plus Toy Story of Terror. The
Okay.
short, like, the
Yeah, that was a good one
cartoon
too.
that comes on Halloween. That's a good
That
one.
was
That's
that
really
was on the 3DS, wasn't it? Didn't they put that
no.
on the 3DS as well?
I don't.
Or didn't they have a short on the
Maybe
3DS?
they had a short, but I don't remember
Okay.
them having.
Or no, I'm thinking of Monsters.
I just remember Dinosaur Office. You
Monsters
remember
and
Dinosaur Office on the 3DS?
yes, yes.
And the
Monsters and
I Fight
Aliens, I think, had a
Dragons,
short.
I
Oh,
Fight
that
Dragons band that had their music on there. That was
Hmm.
cool.
so that reminds me, going back to the movie. So the Fox's ship crashes into a planet with a dinosaur on it. Dinosaur Planet reference?
Yeah. Seen a lot of criticism about that whole scene in particular, about it being like a nothing burger, like that they didn't need to do that. There was no reason for the babies to be there. There was no reason for any of that. Yeah, it didn't really change the movie one way or another.
Well,
And
that's where
it's just
the
fun.
Lumas found them.
Well, the commentary I saw was it was an introduction of a new character for Mario Kart DLC, Baby Toad.
Baby Toad.
Which, by the way, the other critique I saw of that was that Baby Toad doesn't have shoes, and you can actually see that Baby Toad has toes, and it's weird. It was like
Maybe we'll get
y'all
the baby dinosaur.
noticed
Baby
too
And,
much. Maybe
T-Rex.
we'll get the baby. Yeah, baby T-Rex will be another one.
Yeah.
Last question surrounding the movie here. Darth Platypus asks, since Fox McCloud appears in the movie, would you prefer the Mario movies just be Mushroom Kingdom Donkey Kong characters or build to a Marvel style shared universe?
I like the
I like the
expansion.
shared. I like the shared universe.
Yeah,
Especially now
too.
that you mentioned Samus was there in the background somewhere. I have to go look for that.
I think the count somebody had was 17 Smash Brothers characters were in this movie.
Okay.
If you count all the Mario characters plus Fox. And,
So
you know,
if this is the way they go, because I know Miyamoto said there's not going to be a Smash movie for a long time. Well, that lines up with, it's going to take a long time for the third movie to come out. So
2023, 2026.
2029, right?
Yeah.
So if this is going to be a Smash movie, does that mean that the Super Mario 3 movie is going to be the bad guy's going to be the hand?
I don't know. I had lots of people with me who were very sad that the Koopalings didn't show up, and I was like, "Yes,
Yes.
yes, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. There's no
Yes.
Koopalings."
I was waiting
Yet.
for them to pop up on those ships.
Yes,
Somewhere on
that
those
would have
ships.
been a great little flyover. But then I would be sitting here going, "Well, they didn't give them enough time," you know.
Yeah. Maybe they're the third bad guy.
The thing, like the first movie, the villain was Bowser, right?
Yep.
The second movie we had Wart and all the subcon baddies.
Mhm.
Now we're going to get a third movie. Maybe some Koopalings. Maybe they break Bowser and Junior out of jail.
Yep. And
Or
then,
maybe
that would be kind of funny because Bowser would be like, I have more kids.
maybe in answer to the critics, the third one is a super serious romancing the saga, or whatever Japanese style feudal movie where all of the Koopalings are feuding over the fractured remains of Bowser's kingdom and power. And they're each gathering their armies at the border, and it's some existential work about how you can't be fractured, you have to be whole.
Didn't South Park do something like that?
Maybe. I don't know. I'll watch South Park. So there you go. Guys, before we move on from the movie, is there anything else y'all want to add, want to say, want to throw out there?
I need to rewatch it.
I do too.
To see those things I missed.
So I'm going to send you a clip so that you can hear the music, because this one kind of bumped it up some.
Okay.
For the Metroid music, and it's not like full on, but you can hear that da 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 dun da 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 dun, like in the back. Yeah, it's like it's very subtle, but like it's there.
Okay.
And see, I want to say again that you bring up the music. I do want to say this is that the music in this movie is just spot on, man. Like,
yep.
Be sure that Brian Tyler is attached to any Nintendo project from now on, because he knows exactly how to weave all of that stuff in. I mean, there was so much, and two, the one of the critiques from the first movie was how they used what was the song that they used during the Donkey Kong Mario Kart minecart thing. That there was originally like
I don't
Donkey
remember.
Kong Country song, but then they added a licensed song. Was it "And I Run" or something like that?
Oh, that's right. They did use some licensed songs in the
they did this. I think in response to that, in this one, they did use a licensed song, but the way they did it was so well. Like when Hypnotize hit, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're about to drop Biggie in a Mario movie." But then it was just the like background track, and it was Yoshi, that little montage of him going through New York.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Yes.
So good. So good.
And to me, when I saw that too, that montage, it was like, okay, we drop Yoshi's egg in New York or wherever there. And it's like, but we're not doing anything in the city anymore. So how do we bring Yoshi over? Oh, let's just do this montage thing. That'll help explain how he walked through New York, but immediately came back through the pipe to come back to here. And that's how he ended up here. So
Of course,
I
since Yoshi can't talk languages that Toad and Mario can understand, they didn't understand the story.
yeah, they're like, okay.
But we got
Right?
it.
Sure. Yeah, that was good. That was a nice little touch. All right. So is this the wave moment, Tim? You think we good to
Sure.
wave?
I'm also going to turn him off so I can save the battery. So we're
All right.
done. We're done.
And that's all the spoilers for the Mario Galaxy movie. Speaking of Mario Galaxy, though, let's dive into what's left of the news. This weekend, there is a Tetris 99 Maximus Cup that you want to be aware of. It is running. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, it's on. April 3rd through the 6th, you can pick up a Super Mario Galaxy 1+2 theme by just playing Tetris 99 and getting 100 points. It actually looks like a really well done theme. You don't want to miss that and have it be a gap in your collection. Also, Pokemon Home has been updated to version 4.0.0 with support for Pokemon Legends ZA. Also, support for Pokemon Champions, which comes out next week, has been added. Jesse, I want to throw it to you for just a minute. Are you going to be playing Pokemon Champions?
No.
No?
I never really got into Stadium, mainly
Yeah.
because I wasn't up for grinding my own party to be battle worthy. And
Sure.
the rental Pokemon would only win at the level 50, which would only get you so far. So, this just seems like that on steroids, and I'm not a fan of multiplayer stuff in general. So yeah, I'm passing on this one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying it out. I'm a
It's
sucker for
free.
trying stuff out. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's free to start.
Free to start. Let's
Yeah.
say it that way. It's free to start.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you for
heard
that
NBC
little
talking about it
correction.
last week, and it's basically, if you want to be competitive, you got to be throwing money at it.
So just like Pokemon cards.
Yes, and like things like a Pokemon that can evolve cannot be used in the battle.
What?
So like they want you to evolve, to use the strongest evolved form,
Of course they
which
do, which you have to pay to get, right?
yeah, and which means you can't even use Pikachu.
Okay.
And there are some Pokemon that are statistically weaker evolved.
from what it looks like, it's better to have those characters evolved from your games. That's why you got to have it connected to Pokemon Home and bring them in rather than find them in the game itself,
Okay.
in the Champions game. Because there's the part in the Champions game where you can go get some, but there's limitations to that too. And of course, probably throwing money at it will help evolve them and all that. Because
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
just
right. That was the not free part where you once a day you can get a Pokemon in the game, but if you're bought the pass, I think, then you get, I think, unlimited amount. I have to go back and look at it, but
Yeah, I
we'll
don't
get more
remember all the
information when we get
details, but
closer.
they kind
Yeah.
of spelled it out that if you pay for a year of this, it costs more than a year of NSO individual.
Yeah.
okay. Well,
And
that's out next week. If you
I'm trying to download Pokemon Home as well to get more kind of I want to learn more about what's going on here. So I'm trying to do all this stuff when I get prepared for it.
yeah. Okay. Well, that Pokemon Champions is out next week. Also, this is kind of big. You can now earn platinum points for using GameChat on the Switch too. And you'll know that GameChat recently, I guess, went out of beta. It was supposed to be like March 31st, right?
Yes.
That trial ended. And so now if you have an NSO subscription, you now also have access to Game Chat and others do not. But Nintendo Switch 2 users can earn 100 platinum points for free by opening the Game Chat feature between now and April 22nd. It does require, as we said, an NSO, Nintendo Switch Online membership. Um, our community has asked a couple of interesting questions about this. Uh, is Nintendo really giving out platinum points just for hitting the game chat button on your Switch 2? Yes. Yes, they are. If you go into the NSO,
we did find out a little bit more involved than that. Tim set up a chat with the three of us, and in the time it took me to try to join it, he abandoned the room, so there was nothing for me to join. So in that sequence of events, he got the points, I did not.
So what's interesting about that, as I was just about to say, all I did was fire it up and look for joinable games, joinable rooms, then go back into NSO and it gave me my points.
Huh.
Okay.
So
Nice.
apparently there's some kind of mechanic or some kind of mechanism about looking for a room or opening a room.
Yep.
And
Create
that's
or
what,
look.
yeah, that's what gets you. And so you can't just go in there and like look at it. You have to do that. And also, if you do that while you're in NSO, it will not give you your points automatically. You have to back out of the online app and then go back in. All right. And then it'll give them to you. But the question is, are they worried? Do you think Nintendo is worried that this function is not getting used?
I don't know if they're worried, but I don't think it's getting used.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
not.
I don't think they're worried about that for sure, but I do think they probably would like to see more use out of it. But at the same time, the game chat or Discord's a competitor to game chat, especially essentially. So in this regard, because people are going to, if they're going to play a game together, more than likely they're going to do it through Discord. I've said in the past when we talked about this that I've used it several times with people because it's easier if they have a Switch 2 and we're going to play. I can just go sit in my chair. I don't have to be near my computer. I don't have to use my phone or anything like that. As long as my internet's good enough, I got in game chat with everybody to play a game, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's been useful at times, but I can't think of any time in the last like 9 to 10 months that I've used game chat.
Yeah.
When we did our, what was it that we did for monthly mayhem? Was it a Mario Kart race, Mario Kart tournament?
Yep. Yeah, we've done that.
I used it during that because it was easier than like I didn't want to come back here and get on my like streaming rig to
Yeah.
do that. Like
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
just like, I want to play, just do this with game chat. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're playing Mario Kart World, you've got to switch to. You obviously can do that, but I think Nintendo is a dual. The duality of this is that they've spent a lot of they spent a lot of time and money developing this feature, and
Yeah.
then now nobody's using it, and I
Just like Nintendo TV.
I even yeah, when I first, but you had to pay extra for that. Like you had to go buy the Nintendo TV and the little microphone that's set on top,
No,
and they
no,
only
I'm
used
talking
it for
about the
Animal
Wii
Crossing.
U, the Wii U function.
Oh yeah. I see I remember that. See, I've forgotten so much about the Wii U. But is there a better way to inspire people to use this instead of like giving out free platinum points?
Have events probably,
Or
especially
having more games support game share.
Hmm. Or
through
what if
game
they
chat.
like
Yeah.
right
Okay.
now in the NSO app, there's special game chat icons that you can use for your profile.
Yes.
If they locked those behind using game chat, I might be willing to do it. Like it's like, and it would like the best way to do that is record time. How much time have you used game chat? So for every 30 minutes, you get a new icon.
I think that'd be something simple to implement and
And
track.
it would be one thing if the technology was not good. I mean, it's good, it works,
Yeah.
and it's so easy to use.
Well, to
But
spend
it's
it on your
just
internet too.
most
So
people most people that are doing this or communicating with each other have already abandoned Nintendo's proprietary way of doing it with this because they were doing it on the Switch in Discord. And it's like, well, if I'm already in Discord and we're already talking there and all my friends are there, then why am I going to do it on GameChat?
Right.
So I think I mentioned this last year when the Switch 2 first launched, but I think when they start making Picross games that are Switch 2 specific, that it'll probably have mouse support. It'll probably, I think it would be a good idea for them to do game share support, because the current, like the Picross S series does support multiplayer, but it's couch co-op. Yes. But with this, you would be able to do it over the internet. So if they come up with an S2 series or whatever they're going to call it.
Another idea that I just came up with is if they were able to strike a deal with Discord where your game chat and Discord automatically connected. And like if you were having a conversation on Discord, it just came through on game chat too. I mean, Xbox and PlayStation, or is it just Xbox? Will
They
allow
both
you
do.
to will allow people to see what you're playing on Discord. Why does Nintendo not allow that?
Because
It
kids
doesn't
are on
like
it.
kids
It's the
are
whole
going to
kids
be
thing.
on this. I understand, but kids are already on Discord,
Yep.
and kids are
They're already
already
doing stuff.
seeing.
Yes.
They're already doing stuff, and
Yeah.
so at some point that are like I get it and I understand it and I appreciate it for the family part of it, but at some point it's like Nintendo would hold you back, like it to a point where your technology
Right.
is stunted, and now you have a whole button on all your controllers that nobody uses, and like I sometimes will hit the the game chat button and go like
Yeah.
I was aiming for the home button.
Yes.
Uh,
It comes down
anyway.
to as well being able to give parents the control they need to help prevent things from happening. Obviously, for kids that they want to help with
Then
that,
do that through the app
do that through the
and
app and not
allow
through
there to
the
be
whole
a
system.
full
Yeah.
yes. Yes. Do it through the app. If you want to control what's going on, parents, you have to get the app. That's
Yeah.
it.
Let the parents do their parent stuff, give them the tools they need to do that, but don't block it for the rest of everybody else. And work with the rest of the gaming industry. There's some things you will have to do, especially because you made a premium product that you haven't yet released a more kid-friendly version of yet. So you got adults using this that want to use adult
Yeah.
products like Discord and connect to game chat is a great idea.
So what it comes
I
back
still
to
like
is
having that in the Switch itself. So don't get
yes.
me wrong. I've
So what it
enjoyed
comes
that
back to
feature.
is Nintendo already has a way to do this in the way that Nintendo accounts are set up. You have a child account or a parent account. And the
Yes.
child account allows you to do certain things, and game chat, internet access, all that should be in that. It should be a
Mhm.
more full bodied experience than
Yeah.
just, oh, you could keep them from buying stuff and set their playtime. You
Right.
know, I mean, that's great and all, but come on, let's go there. I'm that I got my 100 points. I'm done. You know, that's kind of how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Let's wrap up
Yeah.
the news with this. Oh, go ahead, Jesse.
So I was saying, I'm probably just going to start a chat with someone and then a bail on it, and then to get my 100
Yeah,
Yep.
points.
there you go. Or just go search for chats, and apparently it gives it to you. A new Zelda art book by Dark Horse is coming. Dark Horse Comics officially revealed the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Secrets of the Zonai book, which is an incredibly massive 472 page hardcover art and lore book that comes out later this year on October 20th. The standard edition will have MSRP of $59.99 and includes all the juicy behind the scenes info detailed above. There will also be a
Juicy.
deluxe edition that is $119.99, which
Double the
includes the
price.
book with an exclusive cover, a cloth map of the depths, an art print of Link and the Sages, and a replica of Zelda's Secret Stone. You know what would be funny is if the the cloth map of the depths was just a black square, like just a black sheet. Like you got to discover it yourself, guys. You got to draw on it.
You have to use the super secret pen to
Yes,
scribble on there.
it's like the map that came with Star or the letter that came with Star Tropics. Dip
Dunk it
it
in
in
water.
water,
I
and
Yeah.
it'll
Oh,
was
yeah.
thought
reveal
the
the
same thing.
depths. I love it. Now you have to go down there and die multiple times to reveal the map. That's what you have to do. Let's talk game releases and updates out now. South of Midnight is out on Switch 2, as is Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered. That's out on both Switch 1 and Switch 2. And then out before the next episode, the Tetris 99 Maximus Cup and Pokemon Champions. And then coming out very, very soon, meaning this month, Tomodachi Life on April 16th. You can play the demo. The demo did get an update, it fixed some bugs. But if you complete the demo, which takes you about an hour and a half to 2 hours probably, you get a hamster costume that you can purchase later in the game, but you get it for free if you do the demo. And it's pretty funny. Also out this month is Pragmata on Switch 2 on April 17th. And then April 30th, Picross S Konami Antiques Edition on Switch, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle for Switch 2 on May 12th, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book for Switch 2 on May 21st, 007 First Light for Switch 2 on May 27th, The Adventures of Elliot, Millennium Tales for Switch 2 on June 18th, and High on Life 2, Switch 2 has been delayed till July the 1st. And Mina the Hollower is supposedly coming sometime this spring. And spring, by the way, for game developers is now. It's March through May, June-ish, that kind of thing. So hopefully very soon. They say they're squashing bugs and it should be out. I can't wait to play it. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel for first looks on some of the latest releases. And if Justin was on this week's show, he would tell you that he's been spending quite a bit of time in South of Midnight, and he has a great video over there talking about it, what he likes, what he doesn't like. It's actually a review. We very rarely do reviews on our YouTube channel, but Justin likes the game that much. He decided to do a review for it, and so you can go over there and check out his thoughts on what he's been playing over at youtube.com. Just go search for Nintendo Dads. And with that, let's talk about our rumors.
No.
Oh, no. Do we have an ad?
Yes.
We have an ad from our good friends over at Manscaped.
All right. Today's podcast is in partnership with Manscaped, the man's grooming brand trusted by over 13 million men worldwide. We are thrilled to unveil the latest masterpiece from Manscaped, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, in the new Desert Sand colorway, which I have right here. If you're watching live or watching us on the podcast on YouTube, you'll see it here. But you can go to manscaped.com and see the new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra and then Desert Sand colorway. They even have a new purple one, and I forget what letters they had one. They have purple colors on there, black and purple. Go check that out. But this special edition trimmer pairs rugged style with precision and performance, inspired by endless horizons and built for those who thrive off the beaten path. This isn't just a trim, it's your ultimate tool for conquering the wildest terrain. Just a quick PSA, though, there are limited quantities available of this colorway, so you got to act fast if you want this. So let's check out a couple things here. Unleash your grooming game with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Desert Sand. Experience unparalleled precision with the next-gen dual-skin safe blade heads, one trimmer blade, and one foil blade designed for flawless performance. Right here. These blades aren't just about looks, they're engineered for excellence. The updated trimmer blade features longer, wider, and rounded teeth to tackle hair effortlessly, while the foil blade provides a sleek, smooth finish. First, the updated trimmer blade features longer, wider, and rounded teeth that cut through hair with ease. And here's where things get interesting. The foil blade, which I think is cool. Crafted to transcend the boundaries of your typical trim achieved with the trimmer blade, this foil blade is designed to leave you with a finish that's irresistibly sleek and utterly bare. So the older ones, if you guys remember, did not come with that foil blade. So you can do both the trim and a closer trim. With the foil blade, you'll achieve a sleek look that's perfect for every occasion. Switching between the two blades is a breeze, giving you the versatility you need for all your grooming needs. It's like having two trimmers in one, making sure you're always looking trim and tidy without breaking the bank. There's also the LED light on this upgraded. They upgraded with their infamous LED light. No more fumbling in the dark. For it, I guess. Do you trim in the dark? I don't know. Those tricky spots. Oh, the lighting, of course. So you got to have extra light sometimes wherever you're trying to trim. The new LED light also features a dual temperature function designed to flatter a variety of skin tones. Ongoing features: if you're a part of the OG Manscaped fam, this trimmer is a tribute to the classics, upholding the same features that we've all come to love. A rechargeable the Li-ion battery, RPM technology for the top match performance, a travel lock for seamless portability, USB-C charger, and a comprehensive 3-level battery life indicator. And let's not forget the best part, it's still waterproof. Whether you're at the beach or by the pool, it's always trimming time. Conclusion is that there's 13 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped for all their grooming needs to get the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra in colorway Desert Sand while supplies last. And with our 15% off, you get included free shipping because of the cost of this. After you reach a certain amount, you get 15% off and free shipping with Nindads at manscaped.com. Again, that's 15% off plus free shipping with Nindads at manscaped.com.
Yep. That sound means it's rumor time. And the big rumor this week is that Nintendo is working on a multitude of new games. This was leaked to us from reliable leaker Nate the Hate, as well as
where does he get
Kit
his info
Ellis.
from? I always
I don't know. But also smoke. There's a little smoke to this fire because Kit Ellis chimed in on these rumors and said Nintendo. Basically, his words were Nintendo going to be big mad. And so we're going to run over some of these and discuss how plausible we think they are. These include a new Star Fox game, a new Ocarina of Time remake, and a Super Metroid remake for Mercury Steam, and more. Let's just center on these three. Multiple sources and insiders report that a ground-up remake of Ocarina of Time is planned for Nintendo Switch 2. Potentially targeting a holiday 2026 release to celebrate the 40th anniversary. A Zelda-themed Switch 2 is also rumored. Along with this, I'm going to add to these rumors that I also saw that someone suggested that there is a little bit of a report out there that this will actually, Ocarina will be broken up into 2 games. In one of them, you will play as young Link, and the other you will play as old Link. And it will be in Breath of the Wild style. And immediately I said, I'm out.
No, if that happens, I don't think I'm going to do that.
I'm out on that one.
Considering one of the dungeons requires you to go back and forth, I'm hoping that
good catch.
Doesn't happen.
Good catch. How viable do we think this rumor is? Ocarina of Time remake.
I've heard people talking about that even back in January, and I think at least 2 of us made that prediction before we saw the smoke.
Yeah.
So I think this was likely.
I don't understand it though. It's like they've already messed with that game.
They've already remade it.
So I mean, I guess if you don't want it, I guess if you want to,
I would say the 3DS version is more of a remaster. It's still doing a lot of things the N64 version did.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was like, I know it wasn't necessarily.
But if this is a full-blown remake,
you got people clamoring for the HD versions of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess to get on the Switch and Switch 2.
To that note, this is the same leaker or the same guy who said those versions are done and they were going to release on Switch 2 years ago.
Okay. So where are they?
Exactly.
They could do that this year.
Okay,
I'm okay with it.
We also know Nintendo will sit on a completed project until it's
well, that's true.
better time for them to release it. And if
what
there
is the
is another
bigger
remake coming first, they're not going to release both. They'll wait for a year that they don't have a Zelda game coming out.
right? Because I know we got a few years before we get the next new Zelda game. So, what is the bigger one out of all these potential games that they could release to celebrate
Unfortunately, it's Ocarina of
40th
Time.
anniversary? Okay.
And if you look at the Lego stuff with the final battle, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, I mean, it kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm gonna speak blasphemy for some people here. All
Okay.
right, and that's
Sweet.
okay. I don't care. Here it
Hot
is.
take. Hot take.
It
Jesse, hot
is.
take.
Maybe it is. He's waiting until I say it. Ocarina of Time is not the best Zelda game. And it's
Gotta
not
find
even
it.
as good. It's not even as good as you remember it. I promise you.
Hot take.
I forgot where that
There
button
it
was.
Thank you. It's I really think that most people our age view Ocarina of Time through major nostalgia goggles. It's
I have
fun.
no nostalgia
It's
for
fun.
it because I never
It's
played it.
fine. It's fine, but stop. It is not the end all be all of Zelda. We've done better, and it's called Wind Waker. Okay, it's called Wind Waker.
This
Zelda,
says you're
not
out of your mind.
Zelda.
This says you're out of
I
your mind.
am. I'm crazy.
No,
I'm crazy.
I've always
I
liked
will
Wind
play an
Waker
Ocarina.
more than Ocarina.
I will play a Wind Waker or an Ocarina of Time remake. That's fine.
I did not play it. On the
But
N64. I did play it on the 3DS.
all of the people who argued that Metroid Prime 4 was not as good because it was so linear, don't play Ocarina of Time. Don't do it. It's linear too. It's the same. In fact, you want me to speak more? You want me to give another hot take since we're already on it? You've already got the button ready. Metroid Prime 4 and Ocarina of Time are the same game.
Dang.
Hot take.
You journey around, you get the jewels, you fight a goblin at the top of a tower, and you go home. It's the same game.
All right. Maybe
A
I
big
will
bad
like
villain
Ocarina of
shows up, and
Time.
there's no explanation for the fact that I was fighting this guy, and now he's a giant pig. Oh, I'm fighting this guy, and now we've teleported to a magic dimension where he can rocket around to do all kinds of things. They're the same game. You're welcome.
I did
And I
did
enjoyed both of them. Sorry,
I,
Tim. Go
I
ahead.
did play it on the 3DS a little bit, but it didn't grab me there either.
Okay.
But that also was because I don't know if it's because of our generation. For me, it was like I was so used to playing 2D Zeldas. Going to a 3D Zelda was weird to me.
Same thing I felt about Metroid Prime. It was weird. But I like Metroid Prime now. We're good.
Yeah.
We've made up. We're good. We're great.
Yeah, and the
what if
3DS version of Ocarina did fix things that were broken in the
yes,
N64
the water
version.
temple.
The water temple. In fact, when I did E3 in 2011, one of the demo units was Ocarina of Time 3D. The water level is you can.
I love that was a feature. It was like these are new features.
Yeah,
It's like it's in 3D. The
We
water
fixed it.
temple is fixed.
literally. Yeah,
It's still. I mean, it's
and all they
good.
did
And I
was put
understand.
some.
Like,
They put some extra paint on the wall,
yeah,
but at
yeah,
least
that's all
gave
they had to
you
do.
direction.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to this next rumor. Star Fox report suggests that this is a new classic style Star Fox game that will also feature online multiplayer, and it could arrive as early as summer 2026.
So this isn't.
What do you guys think?
This isn't Star Fox Guard 2, the FNAF edition.
I would laugh so hard if it was just Guard. What you think?
Is it Star Fox? What is it? what has everybody been calling it? Submergence
Star
or
Fox
whatever.
Submergence. Yeah, it's the new Star Fox underwater. Or it's maybe we're finally getting the Star Fox racing game that everybody said we were getting. You remember
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Star Fox Grand Prix.
That's another game that's been sitting on the shelf, waiting for this moment.
Maybe what it is it's a Star Fox game where they're tornado chasers.
In Chicken Walkers.
Yeah. Because since Glenn Powell's now Star Fox, he can be, ain't no love in Oklahoma. And he's like, out there in a chicken walker slip. He's like, dang, y'all, that's a big tornado. I'm getting blown away, Fox. You just let him because it's like, why did you get up in the tornado? I think I actually think this is probably the most plausible rumor out of the three.
Okay. Well, what's the third one?
The third one is, Tim, Mercury Steam making a new Metroid game and a remake of Super Metroid, like pixelated, like think Metroid Fusion or Dread, built from the ground up to utilize the, Samus's upgraded controls and things like that we experienced in Dread, the slide, the parry, all that stuff.
Yeah. Mercury Steam is working on something. I don't know if it's Super Metroid because everybody loves it. Yes, I know there's some, quality of life stuff that needs to happen, but still,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The Metroid 6 one seems more plausible.
See, I think I tilt the other way.
Okay.
It's like because of the and hear me when I say this. I'm not trying to be mean, but the failure of Metroid Prime 4, which is, it did what it did. It didn't set the world on fire.
Oh, Metroid Prime 4. Yes.
Yeah, it didn't set the world on fire, and so maybe they're not working on a new Metroid game. I mean, we just got Dread. If you think about timeline,
I can see them doing a Super Metroid remake. Even though
I can see it done, but I don't know about by Mercury Steam though.
Who do you think
they did great. Don't get me wrong on upgrading Metroid 2, which I wish they would just bring Samus Returns over to the Switch.
So here's my
maybe
big
it's just that.
Maybe this is my big conspiracy theory. I want going back to Zelda. What if all of these rumors about Ocarina of Time, a Metroid, Star Fox, all that? What if it's just 3DS versions of those games now playable on Switch 2 because there's a second screen edition?
Oh. That second screen's coming. I like it.
Right. So you get Ocarina of Time, you get Star Fox.
Well, Ocarina of Time second screen was basically just inventory. It wasn't really anything groundbreaking.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, what if it was? Because then you all three of these rumors, boom, 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 immediately make sense.
Yeah. Oh man, I would play that Star Fox, but they have to make sure they also update it, like the Star Fox dogfight controls online.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And Tim, I'll say I'm playing through Samus Returns again right now. Actually, just this week I was like, I'm playing my 3DS.
Nice.
And so I've been playing through Samus Returns. I'm about halfway through it, and man, that is such a good game.
Yes.
That update was so well done.
Yes.
Okay, and the thing is that I not like the first, like when it came out, I beat it in like 3 days because I was
remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
It came out on like while we were podcasting that night. It came out, and I downloaded it, played it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and beat it on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go back.
I remember I got stuck on it and came back to it later and did eventually finish it.
It's one of the best. So I would love to have all.
You're making me want to go back and play it.
Maybe if I do that, those 2D Metroids.
Maybe if I go back and play it, they will come out with it for the Switch.
If you and I play it at the same time, the Switch version will come out.
Okay, I'll get on it.
Which is what I said about Twilight Princess. But I'll finally give in, play it on the Wii U, and then they'll release it on the Switch.
Yep. There's also a rumor out there floating around about the new 3D Mario game being delayed. Other franchises are rumored for this year, but the new 3D Mario game is reportedly not expected until 2027. Ugh. if that's true, that's a hard pill to swallow. Because you would think that they'd want to capitalize on Galaxy and the movie being
we
in
said the
theaters.
same thing 3 years ago too.
And then they did Wonder.
It still took a year, didn't it?
Yeah, Wonder was Wonder 24?
I think it was.
I think it was. Let's look it up.
I love the screen.
Man, so good.
I wish I could
no,
do that to my Switch.
Super Mario Wonder released on October 20th, 2023.
Okay.
So it was the same year as the movie.
It was still half a year after the movie.
Right. And we've still got quite a bit of year ahead of us.
Yep.
So I don't know that I buy the 3D Mario delay. I think Yoshi is positioned where it is to take advantage of the fact that they thought Yoshi was going to be the breakout character of the movie. But now that it's Fox, I don't know what they do.
And I don't like them using the word delay here. Is it delayed if it was never announced?
True.
Right.
We've had this conversation before.
That's a good point.
Yes. Have we really?
Another rumor here
History does not repeat
maybe
itself.
let's just delay this to next week.
Yeah, let's delay that. Yeah. Another rumor that's out there that is not Nintendo related, but possibly is there's a rumored PS6 launching in late 2027, as well as a PS6 portable device rumored to be codenamed Project Canis that will be launching alongside it. It is expected to be a native portable, not just a streamer, aiming to compete with high-end devices like the Asus Rogue Ally, utilizing a 3nm AMD APU with Zen 6 CPU cores, RDNA 5 graphics, and 24 gigabytes of RAM. Our good friend Koopa Kid 80 says, with the rumored specs of a PS handheld supposedly releasing in 2027 and being more powerful than the Switch 2 out there, does the Big N need to be worried about what Sony is doing, trying to steal the Switch 2's thunder? What would this be priced at? So let's break these questions up, because this is going to be a fun conversation. Should Nintendo be worried?
I think because of what this price is going to be, no.
100%.
We were just talking about history repeating itself. We've already experienced this with the PSP and the PS Vita, where everybody was like, "Oh, they were much better systems than Nintendo's," but because of the system's prices for Nintendo, people bought them.
And the PSP's problem is they sold a crap ton of units because they were so easily moddable. So they sold no games.
Yeah.
Software numbers were not high.
How many times do companies have to throw buckets of money at the handheld market before they realize Nintendo's just gonna shut them down?
Game Gear
Game Gear, Atari Lynx, Turbo Express, PSP, PS Vita, the Xbox handheld that never really got off the ground, even though it exists. All of it. It's going to be the Switch killer. It's going to Steam Deck.
Yeah, they have to just have realistic expectations on what they're going to sell. Quit trying to beat Nintendo. Let Nintendo do its thing. Do your thing. Sony, do your thing.
But
support it. Support it, unlike you did not do for the Vita long enough.
And there's no way that this does in any way, shape, form, or fashion that it does anything like
you disappeared, Marty.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm fixing it. Sorry.
All right.
There's no way that this comes out with these stats and a new PS6, and the combo of this is anywhere under, and quote me on this, anywhere under $2,000 to be all in at this point. Sony's pricing with the PS5 currently is the most stupid, shoot yourself in the foot pricing that there's ever been. The console is now 6 years old, and they are still raising the price.
Yeah, it's like 50% higher than it was at launch 5.5 years ago.
Yeah, back then you couldn't find it because they didn't make enough. Now you can't afford it, and so they're going to sit on shelves.
Yep.
And so, I mean, I don't know.
Well, this goes back to what I asked before, is about in the next generation, are you going to be able to get into the next systems? And it sounds like we're not, especially with the way the prices are going.
I will, in whatever next generation, and I consider Switch 2 a next generation system. But when the others come out, number one, I don't think Xbox is going to have another entry. I know Project Helix, whatever, it's not going to be a traditional Xbox. I think that people need to go ahead and prepare themselves for that. Number two, whatever Sony does, I'm going to wait at least 2 years on. And the reason for it is because they've absolutely dropped the ball with PS5. They had all the momentum going into it, red hot console, red hot promises that have never materialized. Like, think about how many pure, noteworthy console exclusives they've had in 6 years. What's the reason to own one? I have not booted up my PS5 in months.
Yeah, outside of Dispatch, last month when I played the first 2 chapters, which I still need to go back and finish it, I don't think I touched my PlayStation in almost a year.
And here's the thing, like, I hate it because I really like the hardware. I love the controller. I like what they're trying to do. But it's just been delay after delay after delay after cancellation after cancellation. They've put all their eggs, tried to put all their eggs in the games as a service basket, and it killed them again
multiple times.
Yeah, and so, like, I wanted the PlayStation 5 to succeed. I want competition to succeed because competition makes companies better. But
yes,
it's just like, and I know that some, like, there for a while it was like you can blame it on COVID because, like, people weren't in the office, things weren't going on, developing from home was hard, all that stuff. We're way past that now. So where are the games? Like, like, when the best experience I've had on PlayStation 5 period is Astrobot. and I'm not downplaying Astrobot. That was my game of the year it came out.
I remember that.
When that is it, like, I mean, I don't. Yeah, and now a lot of people may say, "Well, Marty, you don't play a lot of AAA games," and I don't. I don't play Resident Evils. I don't play Call of Duties. I don't play that. Those aren't for me. Like, that's not my thing. But, like, Sony has Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. Come on, where are these? Where are these games? Where's the stuff that
I'm already hearing people from on the PlayStation side. If there's anybody who likes PlayStation that listens to us, and I know John Zablanc does that, he listens to us every now and then too. So, and he has his own show, PlayStation Plus. So I'm sure he's going to say, well, we're Nintendo people, and those games you mentioned kind of lean towards that fan base, right? The Sly Coopers, the Astrobot you mentioned, and Ratchet and Clank. Those, kind of lean more towards that side of the audience than now the audience that they go play for or do games for, which is like The Last of Us, the Spider-Mans, the that kind of stuff. The more, I guess, mature games. So, but at the same time, it's like those are the type of things that maybe we're not into, some of us. So you're saying, like, if you want to get drawn back into PlayStation, you want to see some of those roots come back, right?
Well, yeah, even like, if you want to talk about theming, even Infamous. Why has there not been an Infamous game in a decade?
Right. Yeah.
We're like, Wolverine has been endlessly delayed. Spider-Man 2 was great, and so was Miles Morales. I like, those hooked me, and I played them. Great. Those are awesome. But, like, I don't like horror. I'm not gonna play Resident Evil. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna play Until Dawn. I'm not gonna play any scary games. I'm not
No.
gonna do that.
Right.
I don't like any first person shooter games really, except for Halo and Fortnite. I'm not gonna play Call of Duty. It's not my thing. So those games are there. Like I'm not gonna Elden Ring, probably not my type of game. Um, Final Fantasy 7. Okay, I bought it on PS5. Played that. That's great. I've not played Rebirth yet, the second one, whatever. Never. I've not played that. I need to.
But now you can play it on the Switch
But
eventually.
now I can play it on the Switch.
Yeah.
At a time, WWE 2K games were on there. Now I can play those on the Switch.
That's where I'm at, Marty, is that I used my PlayStation to play those third-party games and, of course, some Sony ones on my PlayStation because I couldn't play them on the on Nintendo consoles. Now I'm getting more third parties. I can play them on Nintendo console. I'm on that more, and the few that I can't, I'm just like, oh well, I guess I can't play those, even though I have a PlayStation. But I spend more of my time with my Switch than any other system, and so it's like that plus the cost of what that's going to be in the future. It looks like is going to be too much. It's going to put me out of that realm of being able to say, yeah, I'll take that PlayStation and have it as my secondary system to play those games I can't play. But if those are going to be like maybe one a year that come up that I play, then it's probably not going to be worth spending $750 on a PlayStation. As much as I want to get the portable one.
I mean, and the I guess what I'm hitting at is, in a way, is there's not been anything in this generation that has made me go, I'm going to need the next PlayStation, right? Unless it's Spider-Man or a Marvel game, right? I mean, I played Guardians of the Galaxy on PS5. That was great, but it came to other consoles as well.
Yeah.
So those exclusivity things with who does the Marvel games? It's Naughty Dog.
Insomniac.
Yeah. Insomniac. Yeah. It just, and
the infamous guys.
I want people to interpret it as, well, Marty hates PlayStation. No, I've played some great games on it. Like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was one of my favorite PlayStation games of that generation. I just wish that they had been able to deliver more.
My bad. It's Sucker Punch who did Infamous.
Yeah. Sucker Punch did Infamous and Sly Cooper, and now everything has to be Ghost of Yotei, Ghost of this, Ghost of Tsushima.
I want to see another King's Quest game. I miss that franchise.
There are hundreds of franchises and IP out there that they could use and could have been developed. And I know it's a big rigmarole of like the COVID years and development cycles take way long now and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, sometimes you just want to play. Like, I know everybody's like, well, like they complain about Metroid Dread when it came out. It's $60. It should be $60. Sometimes you just want to play a game like that. Like, you don't want to play the 100-hour RPG. Sometimes you just want to sink a couple hours into space shooter.
Yeah, because the game plays in 2D doesn't mean they're still not 3D models. They take just as much time to model, rig, code.
Me too. And Jesse, you're exactly right. I think another Sony handheld is not a good idea. Just focus on.
I disagree with that part. I think a handheld is a good idea, but as you read that list of things that they're aiming to compete with, Nintendo wasn't there, which is smart. Go ahead and compete with the higher end devices or the Windows handhelds. Do that. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, sure, make it a downloadable library. Like, you can play it, you can download it on there, you stream it, whatever. Like, but don't make it tied to being around your PlayStation or whatever.
Yep.
But then here's the thing, what then differentiates that from any of these other devices? They could just do that and make it all available on PC.
What differentiates it is and they're going to have to work on this, like you said, is their PlayStation games. What's exclusive to the console? Yep. What are you going to be able to play on there? Even though I know they're trying to get their exclusives out on PC as well.
But if it's pull back
They're
on
pulling that back, right? But still, it's like after so many years, they'll still put it out on PC, but it won't be day and date, right? So it won't be here it is on the PlayStation and on PC. It's going to be here it is on PlayStation. You got to go play it there if you want to play it now.
They've already backed
And-
off on PC releases.
yeah, that's
They've
what we were
said
just
it's
saying.
not happening. Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
So maybe 3 years after the game's been released, it may come out. And they've even toyed around with it, having some games come out on the Nintendo Switch. So,
and then it
And I'd be
usually ends
okay
up
with
being
that.
a lesser version with bugs and
yeah.
with DRM that doesn't make it doesn't benefit the people who actually buy the game.
right.
It just pisses them off because the people who
Yeah.
don't buy the game just work around it anyway.
Right
So-
now, where I stand is that I'm going to have one handheld right now as it stands. The Switch 2 is going to be the handheld. As much as I love mobile tech and want a PlayStation, mobile PlayStation, I won't be able to afford it probably.
Yeah.
And we'll just be playing my secondary games on PC using through Steam.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else about that before we move on to our next segment? All right.
I don't have anything.
Let's talk about what we've been playing. All right. Jesse, why don't you hit us up first? What you been playing?
So I haven't put a lot of extra time into it yet, but I've been playing more of Dragon Quest X version 1. Kind of finished one small story arc, and I think I'm now at a place where I don't have a definitive destination, so I just have to pick a direction, start wandering, and see what jumps out at me. I forgot to mention last week that when I had set it up over the weekend, and then the second day or the third day I went to play it, the game was down for maintenance. I'm like, oh right, MMOs do this. I forgot. It's been a while since I've played an MMO. So when the servers came up, I had to, wait and wait for an update for DQ10 clarity. I had to wait for an update for the client and the config to add the English patches to it. So like all of those stuff I had to re-download and get working again. But once that was all set up and working, then everything worked the normal way. I complained that my Xbox controller that I had one of the buttons stuck and didn't work half the time. So I replaced it and don't have that problem anymore. So it is something I still probably continue to slow roll throughout the year. Just I don't, I don't know. I may look up a guide to get suggestions of where to go next, but other than that, it's just me wandering around at this point. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was I finally got the Commodore 64 Ultimate. I did a pre-order of it when it was first announced last July. They had 3 editions: the Basic Beige, the Starlight, and the Founders. The Basic Beige just looks like the original Commodore 64 if you had one back in the early 80s. Same color scheme. Starlight had a more transparent case with LEDs in it, and the Founders has a more gold look. The case is more of a transparent yellow with LEDs in it, and the keycaps are kind of goldish. So I got the Founders Edition. I did an unboxing and a setup video. Had to do the setup video twice because the first time I set up OBS on a new laptop and set up my overhead camera scene for the unboxing, set up a scene with my capture card for the second part, and forgot to add in the microphone. So as I'm talking,
Oh, bummer.
nothing gets recorded. and I didn't notice this until I went to edit it, and it was like the only audio was when I played a, a demo or a game with music. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn it. And,
I've had that happen before.
okay, so I did get that video out, so that's out on the channel. Uh, downloaded, or I mean, I bought a few books, downloaded a few books, downloaded some basic programs that I want to type in, play with. One of which is it's a longer program. It's like over 600 lines of basic code, which will take me a while to punch in because I can only handle so much at a time. So far I've had 2 sessions with it of at least a half hour each, and I've kind of been jumping around with entering the lines of code. So I'm not sure what percentage I am, maybe 15 to 20% at this point. But and I also forgot how slow interpreted basic is on a 1 megahertz machine. Just the act of shuffling the deck of cards in that cribbage game took like 15 to 20 seconds, and it shuffles the deck twice. First, it shuffles the deck, and then you pick a number from 1 to 52 to pick a card to see who gets to deal first. So so you draw a card, the computer draws a card. Whoever has the highest card gets to deal first, and then the deck's got to be shuffled again. And that takes another 15 to 20 seconds. There is a turbo mode that lets me increase the processor speed, since it isn't locked to a physical crystal diode or crystal timer like the original computer was. So I can bump it up to a 64 megahertz machine. I haven't done it yet, but I probably will, just to see how fast it takes to shuffle the cards. And apparently it also increases the read-write speeds of loading disk tape images, but I haven't tested that yet. So I did when I was done with my doing the recording in the kitchen, I moved it into my hobby room, and I set it up on a table. I set up my old Apple II next to the Commodore, and had I put Ghostbusters from Activision running on both machines. I took a picture of it and posted it on the Discord. I'm like, I got this running now. So
Nice.
I have programming books for the Apple. I have programming books for the Commodore. I'll be going through them eventually. But so that's what I've been doing.
Cool. Tim, what about you? What you been playing?
More of the same that I've mentioned the last few shows. Some more Deadzone Rogue. That's the first person shooter roguelike game, which I've been having a lot of fun with, going in, just making runs, trying to do the best I can. And it's another one of those roguelike games that I'm not very good at. I'm sure people have gotten through it. In fact, I did the multiplayer one and just people carry me through it. So it's like, but when I go play by myself, I'm having fun with it. So having fun getting a build out, trying to get through as far as I can, um and just having a blast with it. So Deadzone Rogue is a fun jump in and quick, do a couple runs and kind of get out of it. I've also been playing Blueprints, more of that. I got a lot farther than I've ever gotten in the game when I was playing it on the PlayStation, in a lot less time. But of course, there was a lot of things I already knew, so it probably helped. But again, this is another rogue-like game, where you are basically, drafting each room to see about finding that 46th room or trying to get access to that 46th room. And I finally opened the antechamber which is that 45th room, but there's more. Just like, I would say similar to Tears of the Kingdom, where, you first find out that there is an underground. So it's like very similar for Blueprints. So, I got a lot farther, and I was actually getting a little frustrated because I thought I would be able to get a lot farther in this game sooner than I did. And I was getting frustrated, and I had to kind of talk myself out of that frustration because I think it was affecting how I was playing the game, and just kind of I was frustrated because I wasn't thinking I was getting the puzzles or I wasn't figuring something out, but it was just more of how I was approaching building out the room layouts, which um, I've just kind of figured I just go north as best as I possibly could in the floor plan, and then come back when I needed to build out rooms to the west or east, and that's what helped me get where I needed to go. Plus, it helped when I finally get to day 20 and 21, I think it is, where you get half off the items in the store. So I was able to get a lot of stuff on those days to help me push through.
That'd be convenient.
Yes. So, blueprints again, a lot of fun, and I was hooked. I was like playing 3 hours on that game trying to get through once I unlocked the antechamber and got to an area again I haven't been in before. So now there's more I opened up that I'm like, okay, I know none of this, so I'm gonna have to dig deeper and figure out how to access these areas in this new area. So, and then in between those two roguelikes, I've been playing Poker Night at the Inventory and still can't get past that 10th win, the last win I got. I've not been able to get an 11th win. I've had 2 opportunities where I was able to get some of those um I don't know what you call it. I can never say what it is, but the items, I
The
guess,
alternate
from the
buy-ins.
players. Yes, the alternate buy-ins. I've had 2 opportunities to get the oh, actually, no, I take that back. I was able to get a win. I just remembered. I got a win 11, and it was at the same time where I got um Strong Bad's glasses. So I did get those.
So I think I mentioned earlier that there was a patch to that game. I think one of the updates had to do with that model of his glasses.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember what the change was, but
That's funny. All right. Well, and it's funny too, because I was telling you in the last time I played it that I wasn't getting any opportunities to win the alternate buy-ins. And then all of a sudden after that, I was getting like I had actually it was 3 opportunities. I had actually the glasses came up first and I lost in the first try. I got the big man's the heavy's opportunity to get his gun and I missed that. Um I missed the nerd guy's, I forget his name right now.
Tycho's watch.
Tycho's watch. I missed that again. And then the glasses came back up and I won that. So
Yeah, I have been playing that too, but I'm still stuck at 3 tournament wins. And since the last win I did do also gave me an item, it's not going to give me any more item chances until I win more tournaments.
okay. Yeah. So again, it's a good one to kind of either end my night on or a break between games or after playing a roguelite, just going in to play poker. So those are the 3 games I've been playing.
Cool. So I'll just go through mine really quick. We talked last week about Super Mario Brothers Wonder, the Nintendo Switch 2 update with the Meetup at Bellabel Park DLC. I have nearly completed that. I think I have like 20 challenges left to do, but the band is all together. The Koopalings are defeated. And so the only single player content I have left to do is those extra 20 challenges. And you do have to, there's challenges that don't unlock until you complete certain ones. And so the basic story part of it is that you have a backpack and you're getting patches from the Toad Brigade to put on your backpack as you do more and more challenges. You don't have to do the challenges perfectly, you just have to complete them. So, what I've basically unlocked is like the ultra hard challenges or the hard and ultra hard challenges. And these are going to include like another boss fight against they're called Mighty Iggy, Mighty Lemmy, Mighty Windy. So it's like a second round fight against the Wonder Bosses, Wonder Koopalings, and apparently they're harder. So I haven't tried any of those yet. Because I've also been playing a lot of WWE 2K26. I was originally going to not play any more of it because of this disparity between it and other versions. And one of the big things with it was that there is an extra level of vetting that each creation that is submitted to online has to go through. So it like most of the stuff does come through from the other systems, other consoles. But Nintendo, they like 2K has to have somebody do an extra round of verification on it so that it's Nintendo approved, which is super lame. So like if like I see a creation on like say someone on X says, "Man, check out this creation I did of you know a famous wrestler," and I'm like, "Man, that looks great. I would love to download that." Chances are it's not going to be on Nintendo Switch until like 2 weeks after everybody else has it. So those finally started to come through. They also, at the very beginning, were lagging behind with their updates. Like console, Xbox and PS5 would get like the new update, and they'd be like, "And Nintendo Switch is coming soon." Well, they fixed all that, so they're all up to date on all of those. The game is incredibly fun. Physics Engine's got an update. The graphics look incredible on Switch too. I mean, it's the whole experience, and I have been able to download some things that I wanted. And so we're going to do our video on that got taken down when we originally did it because there's a streamer mode that you have to enable uh, that takes all the music out of the game, which I think is not fun, but they're going to copyright strike it every time and get our video not only like silenced, but also just completely removed. Like it will put a copyright strike on our YouTube channel, and we don't want that. So I'm going to redo a video, turn streamer mode on, and take you through some of the finer points of the game later on this weekend. And so you can watch for that on our YouTube channel. But it gets a thumbs up for me. On the go, WWE, and there's tons of stuff to dig into, like single player modes. You can play this all day and do different stuff all day long. So the other game I wanted to talk about is
Oh,
the
actually,
brand
I got a
new.
question. I got a
Yeah,
question real
yeah.
quick.
Go ahead.
So in the 2K26 version, you know how in the other version, I forget which one you did it, you had done for Extra Life, you had created all the Nintendo dads and they all
Yep.
went wrestling.
Yep.
And one of those years I was the winner.
Mm-hmm.
But out of all the Nintendo dads you created, do they, or any of your creations, do they carry over to the other games?
Nope.
No, you got to
Nope.
recreate them.
You have
Okay.
to recreate them. And so if I want you guys to be in my game, I have to recreate you.
Okay.
And I mean that you can go as in depth with that as you want to, or you can kind of do it at a macro level too, or and not be as hands on with
Okay.
every little detail. You can cut corners and just have fun with it if you want to.
Okay.
So that kind of thing too.
Gotcha.
Good question though. That's a really good question. I do wish that it had a way to bring over creations from that, and that would solve some of the problems that you have. But parts change. Some of the parts that get used are from wrestlers who are no longer in the game anymore. That kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, that makes
it's a
sense.
licensing nightmare, I'm sure. The other game really wanted to talk about is the brand new released Marvel Maximum Collection. This actually came out last week, but I didn't pick it up until this week. I'm normally very, very generous with games as far as like bearing with them and things like that. I'm just going to go ahead and say this on the front end of this. Unless, like, the only reason to buy this game is so that you can play the X-Men arcade game. And they full well know that. I totally get it. And
Is this the 4-player version or the 6-player version?
You can do 6-player version on it.
Nice.
You can do two versions. There's a 2-player version or a 6-player version. And what I really like about it is it allows you to tweak the difficulty of games that were released in the arcade. So there is difficulty setting for the X-Men arcade game plus unlimited. You can just press the quarter button and put, the other thing, the other game that was arcade was the Avengers game that came out that I had never played. But there are multiple versions of these games. Like the Avengers game has that it has the arcade, the Super Nintendo, the Genesis version, and the 8-bit NES version
If I
of
remember
that
right,
game.
basically the same style of game combat wise, just with different character sets and different villains.
Yeah, but it's also a lot more primitive than the X-Men game.
It
Yeah,
definitely was, I think, the older of the two, and they
yeah.
learned things for
Um,
X-Men.
it also has the Acclaim Spider-Man games, the Maximum Carnage and Separation Anxiety, and I remember why I did not like those games after playing them for about 30 minutes because they're incredibly difficult and super cheap.
Yeah, I remember
And
renting them and not liking them.
there are no difficulty settings on those at all. There is a rewind feature on every game that you can use, but it also has the Silver Surfer NES game and the Genesis and possibly Game Gear and I think Game Gear version and the Super Nintendo version of X-Men and Spider-Man Arcade's Revenge, and that's just an abysmal experience. Like it's not a good game. It's not. Like you can try to play it. It plays pretty well, but it's just not a good game. Cheap. Like you can get knocked into like patterns where you get hit and it knocks you into another hit that knocks you into another hit and you can't get out of it. And it's just, it's not fun. The X-Men game though, faithfully recreated the arcade game and it's a blast. Like I fed so many quarters to that back in the day in the arcade. And it's so great to be able to play it. Full recreation, soundtrack, visuals, all of that, and it plays extremely well. So I would
Is the X-Men game extra wide compared to other games? Because I remember that being a double monitor game.
It was. So I've Jesse, I can say that I've not tried that, although every game has native resolution, 4:3 resolution, and 16:9. So you can change all of the screen settings in there. There's also for every game, there's save, load, and rewind. I think I already mentioned that, and then the frames around it and all that if you want that. So I mean it's a well done package. It's just some of the games are garbage. I mean, they're not good.
And that's to
Um,
be expected of a collection like this.
yeah. And so like unlike like the Marvel fighting collection or the Capcom fighting collection before where there were like several games that are like, okay, these are gems, like the X-Men Children of the Atom, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom. Those are all kind of like on the same collection. This one is there's one main standout, and then the rest of them maybe you can kind of tolerate. And there's that. So if you're willing to pay $25 to play the X-Men arcade game for in perpetuity, as long as you have a Switch 2 or a Switch, then this game's for you. But I also might wait for it to go on sale if that's all you want. Or wait till somebody gifts you some eShop credit or something like that.
Play a monthly mayhem and get $25 and you can get it.
Yeah. That's true. So that's what I've been playing. Tim, why don't you take it here from here for the community spotlight?
All right, shout out to everybody who stopped by while we were recording this and or might have dropped out at the very beginning when we said don't listen, spoilers. But thanks for coming in. We still help a lot of people in there. And shout out to Miz, he still stuck around even though he didn't want to hear anything. He saw me waving my arms and he came back on. It sounded like though he might have still got spoiled on a couple of things because he didn't have his volume low enough.
Oh,
But
I'm
hopefully you still
sorry.
enjoy the movie.
And I legitimately mean that. Like, I'm sorry because, yeah.
Hopefully he'll still enjoy the movie and get still surprised by it because we didn't mention a lot of things. We had fun talking about it. So appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We'd love to hear what you have to say about the movie once you watch it. So if you're in our Discord, great, come talk about it there. If you're not, email us at nintendodads@gmail.com. Let us know there, or go to any of our social media network places and find Nintendo Dads and talk to us there, or drop a chat, comment in the chat here. In the rest of the community stuff, we have some questions before we start with the last few questions here, just want to remind everybody, Extra Life. It's not November yet. We're quite a few months away from that, but we have tabletop weekends coming this month. However, it can be any weekend, but they are focusing on April 10th through the 12th. So that's coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Go to nintendodads.org, click on the Extra Life banner at the top of the right page, or if you're on your phone, you can go there. It's right. There's the Nintendo Dads logo, and then there's Extra Life banner. You can click on that. Go see our Extra Life page. You can go support one of our team members like Bruce, myself, Jesse now, or David Moore now.
So there's another new
team.
scene I have to rebuild in OBS.
Yes.
On my mobile streamer station.
Yes. So, and like I was saying, David Moore joined us from the Snack Network. So shout out to them for joining our team again this year. Looking forward to raising the money for our different hospitals. But again, April's the tabletop weekend. And Jesse, I think you said something about possibly missing it. I can't remember if the date was the end of March before the tabletop weekend started, or if it's still going while supplies last.
No.
So
What I missed was getting the
free game, right?
The free game, because
what you posted the 31st.
What you posted, it said the cutoff was the 31st, and I signed up on the 1st.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a bummer. I missed it too. I forgot to do it myself because I was going to go donate $30 to my children's hospital, and yeah, I missed it too. But oh well. There's other opportunities again to support, and we always give prizes at the end of the year for everybody who's donated. We do a big wheel through whoever you donate to. We get a list of everybody, and then we give out prizes. So, but again, go to nintendodads.org, click on our banner. You can donate and help support us, and various people will be participating in the tabletop weekend. In fact, this weekend, I will be playing D&D, and I'm going to post something out there about that, and hopefully raise a few dollars while I'm doing that. So, all right.
I don't think it'll show up on our team page, but depending on where you work, if they do a donation match, I did $30 to my own campaign, and then did a match through my company. So while it'll still only show $30 as on my page during Extra Life, ultimately the hospital will get 60 for it. So
yes.
Check, if you do donate to someone, check to see if they are if they have corporate matches. It's not going to cost you anything else other than your time to fill out the form.
Yes, that is a great idea.
It'll help the hospitals.
For sure. And speaking of that, if you want to help your own local hospital out, you can always join our team and donate that money towards yourself so that it goes towards your local children's hospital. And the amount of money goes towards our bulk amount as a team that we've raised for various hospitals. So we're always grateful for that, to be able to say, hey, we've raised this much. So keep that in mind as well. All right. We got 2 questions that are left for us to answer here, gentlemen. You guys ready? All right. We got the first one from David Belica, who's also, again, Koopa Kid 80. Happy Easter. So this weekend is going to be Easter. Happy Easter weekend, dads. And Hershey is returning the original recipe for many of its chocolate products. Should more companies go back to their original recipe portion sizes? Will this news affect their Easter sales? He'd like to hear our thoughts. What do you guys think?
I don't think it'll affect their Easter sales. I mean, it's
because
in 2 days.
Yeah, it's what's on the shelves is what's on the shelves. It's not changing the recipe now isn't going to fix that.
I do think it will affect their sales.
Yeah, I have noticed that Hershey's quality has kind of gone downhill a bit. I didn't realize why, but apparently it's probably because of this recipe change. So I'm all for them going back to the old recipe, because Hershey's has traditionally been my favorite of anything.
Okay. I think I remember reading something. It may not have been Hershey, but I remember hearing something about one of the candy makers
Reese's.
changed their. Oh, it was Reese's. That's right. Yeah.
Had been criticized a lot by the grandson of the original recipe creator,
Mhm.
Reese's.
They cut out an
Reese,
ingredient or
whatever his
something
name
to
is.
save money.
Yeah, and so he's been very vocal about it, and they're like, okay, we're going back to the original recipe, which is good because they should never have done it in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
Like every food company just needs to go study New Coke.
Right. And
That's all you have to do.
This isn't limited to U.S. companies either. Toblerone is a good one example. If you know how the packaging is for a Toblerone
Yes,
candy,
a triangle
Yeah.
package thing.
When I first was introduced to that in the 90s, they were like full-blown pyramids that we'd break off. And if you got one from like, say 3 or 4 years ago, there were noticeable gaps between each segment. They definitely lowered the volume.
Good old shrinkflation.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I'm like, these aren't worth it anymore.
Yep. I agree that companies should, if they change their formulas, change anything, and whatever made them great in the first place, why change it? Yes, they should go back to the original recipe and the portion sizes. Yes. I don't know about original portion sizes though. If we're talking about original, like Hershey's original size candy bars probably were tiny compared to, and I'm not talking about king size, but compared to what we've been used to now. So I guess it just depends on what that portion size is.
Everything used to be better. That's what we're trying to say.
Yes. So good question, especially with Easter coming up. Last question is from Mecha Dragon. He asks, what is a game that you play after decompressing from another game? Like I talked about, I was playing Poker Night at the Inventory to decompress from the roguelike games I was playing. So he's asking, what is that for you guys? He also said, example for him. For him, after playing for an hour of my current game I'm trying to beat, I play like a level from a Mario game and then go to bed. He says it's like a dessert game for the night.
I don't have enough time to play the games I'm trying to play to have a like nightcap game or unwind game.
Yeah.
Although I do think that like right now for me it's probably Balatro.
Okay.
If I just want to, and which Balatro can also be stressful, but if I want to unwind and I don't want to like think about a storyline or something in the game, I'll play Balatro or Pixel Lines, one or two.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it's usually one of the Picross games that I'm working on. I might like dabble with an old Dragon Quest game, like I've been wanting to replay 4 and 5. Now that I've replayed 1, 2, and 3 earlier this year, I'm kind of hoping for a Zenithian trilogy remake announcement, but I'm not holding my breath. That's a lot. But yeah, I have been thinking about restarting 4 and or 5 again. I think I've played each of them at least 3 times. DS version.
All right.
That's the only version I own.
Cool.
But that's it for our questions.
Yeah, and that's it for the show. Thanks for listening to episode 573 of Nintendo Dads with all of our Mario Galaxy movie spoiler talk and lots more. And as we close out the show, we have a request for you tonight before we thank all of our folks. And that is, if you're on the TikTok, that new thing that all the kids love, we're there.
The ticks and the talks.
Yeah, and we need 1,000 followers so we can live stream gameplay to TikTok. And so if you're on there and you have not friended us or liked our profile over there, subscribe to us, it's at Nintendo Dads. And so head over there. If you're listening to the show, we would love for you to add to our follower list and pump that up so that we can begin streaming there as well as all of our other places. And so, again, huge thanks to our Patreon producers and friends of the show. Our producers are Dave Ernsberger, Jacqueline Amira, and an anonymous Patreon producer, as well as 100 plus other friends of the show. We thank you guys for supporting us. Whether you're a Twitch subscriber, a Twitch follower, a YouTube subscriber, you follow us on TikTok, go to the website, whatever. We love you guys. Thank you for making the dream work over here. Speaking of our website, you can go to nintendodads.org and see all of our YouTube videos, social media, Patreon, Extra Life pages, merch, and our Nindads family of podcasts, including recommended podcasts like Star Wars Dads, Mega Dads, Dad Crossing, and Retro Logic and their family of podcasts as well. Don't forget to check out our sponsor mentioned earlier in the show, manscaped.com, where you can get 15% off your order with the code NINDADS. It also gets you free shipping, so go treat yourself to something nice from manscaped.com. Tell them Nintendo Dads sent you. Email us at nintendodads@gmail.com with your comments, your questions, your gripes, your complaints, your donations, whatever you want to do over there. Send us an email, or you can call in and leave a voicemail at 929-25-NDADS. That's 929-256-3237. We'll play your voicemail on the show if it's appropriate. I mean, you know, if you want to cuss out Justin Masson, we'll play it for him privately. But, you know, anyway, big thanks to Toasty Remix for the music we use throughout the show. And wherever you download this in your audio podcaster of choice, leave us a 5-star review, thumbs up, some words, stars, whatever they do. It'll help people find the show and it'll make you a better person. For me, for Tim and Jesse, this has been 573. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
You gotta get your